Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a little bit of an encore to my declutter series. I did my declutter series a couple months ago, a month or so ago, and I intentionally skipped the single eyeshadow category because at the time I didn't want to declutter any of my single shadows. Well, I've changed my mind. I decided it was time to go through that category in my makeup collection and just whittle it down a little bit. I've already done the declutter, so I know how I've done. I would love to hear down below how you think I've done, but I will be going through that category with you all today, doing some swatches, talking numbers, everything that you want to see in a declutter. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's get into the declutter. Okay, so I think that I have procrastinated enough on this category. I have two drawers of single component eyeshadows or like palettes that I would consider singles. And my spreadsheet says I have 146 of these. I don't know if that's correct. I'm going to assume that it's not. I need to kind of just check that, and that's what I will do after this declutter. But right now, that's what we're going to go on, and then I will compare the numbers afterwards. So I have two drawers. One of these are opened, and one of these are all unopened, which is sad, or unused. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. We're gonna put this one aside and start with the opened ones so I can kind of swatch them. And I really just don't know where to start. I didn't do this in my original declutter because I didn't want to declutter any of these, but I think it's just time. And maybe I don't declutter too much. I think I'm just gonna take the pressure off myself. If I only get rid of 10, I only get rid of 10. But you can kind of just see my collection. We'll swatch some things and go from there. Let's start with all of these palettes first, so we can kind of just get these out of the way here. The first one that I have is the Glaminatrix Fairy Lights. This came out for holiday this year, last year. I'm not really sure, but it's just 6 really special shimmers. I love Glaminatrix. I wouldn't repurchase this palette again, I don't think, but I have it and I do love Glaminatrix formula. So I do think that I'm going to keep it. And some of these shades are really, really, really pretty. Actually, I don't know because I do have all the singles I need to go through. No, I'm going to keep it for now. I wanted to keep it, so I'm going to keep it. I have these two palettes from Shine by SD. This was a collaboration with X Bizzarra Volta and M Jones 5018. It was the Duality 2.0 collection. So they have the Dusk palette, which is 6 shimmers that are a little bit more dark. And then there was the Dawn palette, which, as you would think, is a little bit brighter. These are beautiful. I do have a little bit of oil spillage. I noticed that happens mostly with pinks, but this palette was so expensive. It was my first time trying Shine by SD, and part of the problem is that these don't pop out. I wish I could kind of customize it a little bit better because I'd get rid of this blue. I'd maybe just keep the shades that I like, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of it because I did spend so much money on it. And they are really, really pretty shadows. These single palettes seem to be harder to reach for than even single components. But here are all the shades in those. I mean, they are so sparkly and special. If Shine by SD wasn't so expensive, I'd probably purchase more from them, but for now, I clearly have enough. So these two are going to stay. And then the last palette that I have is from Flower Beauty. This is the Desert Lights. The last time I did a single shadow declutter, I actually decluttered Jungle Lights because it wasn't really my shades. And we're going to swatch these. because I told myself when I first opened this drawer that maybe I was going to keep this, but these just seem to be more of that metallic shimmer, less of that sparkly toppery shimmer. And so because of that, I think I'm actually ready to let this go. I don't really use it. I love the shades. I mean, I love these tones so much, but I do really reach for something that's going to leave all this like glitter all over your entire body. And because of that, I think I'm ready to declutter that one. So that feels pretty good. After that, I think we'll save ColourPop for last. Some of these that I know I want to keep is the Half Magic and Blushing Lizard. This is really pretty. I recently pulled this into my single shadow project, which is right now my project 10 uses, but I do plan on revamping that. It's this really pretty duochrome with purple to blue to pink. And I actually decluttered a shade because it was an exact dupe, but it was a loose shadow. It was the Artist Couture shadow in Nebula because I had this and I do really like it. So that can stay. My do I have 2 moon dusts? I thought I did. Maybe it's in my unused pile, or it might be in my speed review drawer still. But I do have the Space Cowboy. This is just a cult classic. I feel like I kind of almost have to keep it. And it is a really pretty shade. I have the new updated packaging. It's not like I have the one that's 12 years old. So I am going to keep this one. One that I know I can declutter is Steal a Kitten. This is pretty, and it was also a cult classic for a very long time, but it definitely is just an older formula. It's not thick per se, but it is thick in the sense that it kind of has that metallic, less of that twinkle glimmer. So I know I just won't get my use out of this. And this is also a shade, I mean, I probably have a million times over in my collection. So I think we can get rid of that. Next up, this is just a eyeshadow primer. So I'm not going to talk about this. I'm just going to set this aside. Let's kind of try to sort these a little bit maybe. I have 2 from Charlotte Tilbury, 2 from Victoria Beckham, 2 from Victoria V, 2 from Auric. Some Phytosurgents here. Some liquids kind of over here. All right, how can we do this? This ColourPop one, I know I said I'd do ColourPop last, but this is a cream shadow and I just don't need this. You're going to see in my unopened, I have some paint pots from MAC and I would just rather use those. These are already going to take forever and a day to go through. So having multiple backups, I'd rather just keep the MAC ones, and I'm going to declutter this one. Some singles, I guess. I have this Clavu in Glam Brown. I got this off the recommendation of Lauren May Beauty on one of her Yes Style hauls, and it is so beautiful. It is really stunning. This is one that I think of and I know I want to keep. And then from Tarte, this is not from Tarte. I have this, which is probably the oldest kind of single shadow in my collection. This is in, what is this called? I think it's like Fairy something, Crystal Ball. And I've decluttered all of my Tartes over the years, but this is just like so cool and special. I don't know. I told myself I was going to declutter it, but it's kind of really awesome. I don't know. Tarte had something going with this. I'm going to hang on to it for now. I probably shouldn't. It's definitely old, but I'm going to. This one from Odin's Eye. I had 3 from Odin's Eye that I got in mystery boxes. I decluttered 2. It was a blue and a green, and then I kept this kind of iridescent one. But I have so many iridescents in my collection. I can definitely let this go. And the formula isn't even really that special, so that one can go. All of these ColourPop ones here, make some room. This Shiseido is in Solar 02. I pulled this into my single video project, and this is beautiful. I really, really like this shade. I don't even know if it's going to turn up. It's like Space Cowboy, but a gold version rather than a more cool tone version. It is really beautiful on the eyes. This definitely is going to stay, even though the packaging is super big and bulky, and I'm pretty sure this is discontinued now. These are from ColourPop. We'll keep those together. This one from Hourglass, I don't know why I can't get rid of this either. It is in the shade Smoke. I've decluttered, other shades from Hourglass in this formula, but Smoke is the prettiest. And honestly, I want it to stay. It's like a really pretty taupe shade, still super smooth, lovely on the eyes. Formula's still good, so you can stick around. And then what else should we go with? These are all kind of single ones. This Elsie I pulled into my project not too long ago, and it was unopened. Very similar to that Tarte Chrome paint pots that came out, and this is actually also really, really beautiful. It's in the shade Garnet. I thought it was going to be really red, but it's this super nice chocolatey brown with kind of a red shift. I wore this more than the 10 times I needed to in my project, so this is absolutely going to stay. But this is the shame of it on why I should be going through my collection a little bit more, because this sat unopened in my collection for so long, and I ended up just falling in love with this. Let's maybe try to knock out this corner here. You're going to see a lot from Glaminatrix in my other drawer, but this is one that I've tried and used. It's the shade Skink, which I had to look up is a type of iguana, salamander type thing. Very pretty. Loved this shade a lot. Really pretty duochrome here. It will absolutely stay. This one from Chantecaille, definitely bought from the packaging, but really the shade is really pretty. What's it called? Baroque. I have not talked highly about Chantecaille in the past. I kind of think that they're not that great for the price. This is a really pretty shade. I keep it around because I like it and I like the packaging, so it will also stay. And then this is also from Chantecaille. It's the Elephant shade. They came out with a bunch of different animal ones, and to be honest, this isn't my favorite, but I keep it around for the elephant. It is very sentimental to me. It reminds me of my stepmom. That's kind of her and ours thing. So I keep it for the elephant, and it'll stay. It is a pretty shade. It just kind of pisses me off because this shadow actually fell out of the component. I had to kind of glue it back in. And I just think for like a $60 single shadow, it shouldn't be doing that, but I'm going to hang on to it still. This one from Natasha Denona is the Crystal Top Coat in Gray Brown. I had all three of these, and I kept this one, but maybe it's time. Like, it doesn't really swatch well. It's definitely dried out. I think it's time to declutter it, even though it's really pretty. I could maybe revive it with some Duraline. I just don't think I need to. I didn't get the use out of this that I should have. So this one's going to go. And then this is a Burberry shade in the shade Optic White. I believe I picked this up because it was a dupe for a different color, but I don't even remember what that was. Here's what it looks like. I mean, it is a very, very icy white. I might have this in a palette somewhere. I don't know. Like, it's not even a silver. It's a true white silver. And I don't have anything like this in my singles, so I am going to hang on to it. I'd have to look at my palette collection to really compare, but in my singles at least, this is really unique, and I do like it. Now, these MAC ones are staring at me in the face. So we have one I know for sure I'm not going to declutter. This is MAC Wedge, my most used shade probably ever. I think this is my third one with pan, and I finished two before. It's just the most perfect one and done shadow for me. So this one's going to stay. The other one that I have is Satin Taupe, just a classic. It does actually kind of have a dip in it. And this is what that one looks like. Kind of just a classic purpley taupe shade, but it is amazing. Has to stay. This one in Woodwinked, I believe I purchased a long time ago from the recommendation of Jessica Braun, and I just don't know if that's my shade. Like, I remember trying it on and just not loving it. So I do think I'm going to declutter it. I think so. Yeah, okay, it's going. These two from Auric, I have Defiance and Temper. I keep these with my singles even though they're technically duos. It's fine. But I'm not getting rid of either of these. I did declutter the holiday ones that came out, so it's not that I'm against decluttering these, just these two are absolutely stunning, and these are ones where I really need to use them more because I love them so much, but my single shadow collection is just so cluttered that I don't end up doing that. And then this one, this is what Defiance looks like. More bronzy. I definitely use Temper more, the more rose gold one, and I never purchased Ego. I do wish she came out with more of these. I liked them personally a lot, but I think she kind of just more went in the direction with her lip plushes. They just sold better, but they are just stunning one and done shadows. I mean, they really, really are. If you haven't purchased these and they're still on the website, I definitely recommend them if you love just an easy shadow. And I love that it is a duo because you don't have to do the sparkle if you don't want to. You can just kind of pick and choose which one you want. Now, these Phytosurgents, I have 3. So I have Fractal Freesia, which I think is one of their more popular ones. Kind of also like a goldy version of Space Cowboy. So I'm going to hang on to this one. Then Defiant Dahlia. These are all pretty neutral. Looks like this. I do like this. These are really pretty. Is it kind of like what I have in my collection everywhere? Yes. And then Starlight Symphony. Maybe I can declutter this one. I think I can declutter Starlight Symphony. It has less sparkle than the other two. So, okay. I'm going to compromise with myself and declutter this one and keep these two. Moving on to Ritual Defeat. This is a really interesting formula, actually. I forgot what these are called. I mean, I have the name of them, but I think they're called like the eye coals or something. So this one's in Half Light. And let's do it here. It's kind of just like eye soot. That's what it is, because it is like very sooty. It's so thin and very much like a cream to powder. It is very difficult to explain. They're really nice. Not my favorite formula. Like I wouldn't want the entire range. I'm happy with the 2 that I have. And then this one is in Cultist. But if you're interested in these, I do kind of recommend them. They're not so moussey like some other shades. I do think that I'm going to declutter Cultist. While it's a pretty shade and I love these taupes, I just don't wear these like really dark single shadows, and I like them as one and dones. So realistically, I'm not going to use it like that. So this can go, and that is very surprising for me. For Victoria Beckham, I have Mink, which I just said that I don't do these like really deep dark ones, but I freaking love Mink so much. I can't declutter this one. You could like really shear it out and kind of make it more of the color that I would want. I couldn't declutter this one, at least not yet. I'm not ready to, and I'm not going to declutter and then regret. And then the other one I have is Tea Rose, which was a surprising one for me that at first I didn't love, and then I came to really enjoy because it's kind of like a chocolatey pink. And it's really special. This one is really nice. If I was to recommend one or the other, I would actually recommend Tea Rose. Mink is just, I don't know, there's something about mink that I just love that I can't bring myself to get rid of, even though I don't use it as much. But Tea Rose would be the one that I would recommend. It's super sparkly, it's chocolatey, it's everyday. It is really nice. Let's do Charlotte Tilbury next, because I have 2 of these and then 2 of their Eyes to Mesmerize. So I have Rose Gold, which this is not my favorite formula. It's just a little bit too liquidy. I am going to declutter this one. And the other one I have is Oyster Pearl, which is definitely my type. So I'm going to keep this one, even though it's not my favorite formula, but this is a really pretty, almost lighter taupe, similar to Mink's it reminds me of, but a tad more wearable, I would say. So I'm going to hang on to this one, but at least we got rid of one of them. And then these little pop shots, I have 2. So we have Smoky Quartz. Again, the taupes, we know how much I love them. This one's nice. I don't know if I want to get rid of these because you can't get them anymore. And then I have Diamond Eyes, and this is one of the prettier ones actually. It kind of had like 2 formulas when she came out with these, people were saying, and it was hard to know which was which. This one's just much more sparkly, and I actually feel really good about decluttering Stila Kitten now because it's kind of like that, but way more sparkly. So Diamond Eyes stays, but Smoky Quartz, I don't know. This is one just like Mink's. I'm just not sure if I can bring myself to declutter it yet. And so it stays. Bobbi Brown, I really love Bobbi Brown's formula in these. They're quite expensive, but they are worth it. I have the shade High Octane, and it's like this purple. And then I have the shade Liquid Mercury. These are both pretty dark, but because of the shade or because of the formula, you can sheer it out. I'm going to give you like a heavy swatch. This is like a blackened purple, but you could, if you went in with a light brush, really kind of control the depth on it. And same with High Octane. I love both of these a lot. This one's really pretty. Which one's this one called? Oh, High Octane, sorry. And then this one's Liquid Mercury, more the deep dark taupe. This was a surprising love for me. I didn't think I'd like this one as much, but I really, really do. So both of these are going to stay. And then we have this one from Kiko Milano. The packaging, like this gold part's flaking off because I actually had painter's tape on it because it was in that project I was talking about. This is the Sweet Affairs Delightful Eyeshadow in Charmer Rose. I quite liked this on the eyes, and it's like the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. I think you can even see in the pot there that it's like it. You can see how much I used it, but it's much easier to work with. It dries down a little bit faster, has a little bit less give. The Eyes to Mesmerize just gets a little messy for me, and this is just like that rose gold shade from Charlotte Tilbury, so I actually feel even better about decluttering that shade because this is stunning. I mean, really, you can see how much I've used this. And that now leaves us with some sticks and then my color pops. So where do I want to start? Should we start with the liquids and then the sticks? Let's start with the sticks, actually. So I have a Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Vanilla Kiss. I think this is just kind of like a basic that is like a no-brainer to keep. It's only a mini. I could declutter it, but I'd rather kind of just get through it, use it as an eyeshadow base. Same thing with this one, the CoverGirl in Dreamy Haze. It's actually really pretty. I wouldn't repurchase this or anything. I bought this off of a recommendation, I think of Jessica Braun again, and it's a pretty shadow stick. I'm not the biggest shadow stick lover. I much prefer a potted shadow, but it's okay. I'm going to get through it. These two from Laura Mercier as well came from this Rose collection, and I lusted over the collection so much. I actually have another one in my unopened that I need to use. So you have the shade Kiss from a Rose, and it's more of this brighter gold. Then there's Forbidden Rose, which is more of a darker, more red rose kind of color. And I did actually pair these together and kind of deepen up the outer corner with this shade. So I'm going to hang on to both of these for now. And then this is one of the Tarte Quick Sticks. So it has a shadow stick on one side, and this one's like a champagne color. And then it has a liner on the other side, and it is in brown. I didn't mind this combo. The only thing is with this liner situation, it is very emollient. I didn't find it to have enough grip as an actual liner. As you can see, like it just got really, really messy. So you have to be careful with it. But it was a nice idea to just have as an option, and it is like a really quick eye look if you really wanted something. So I'm going to hang on to it for now. And now we're going to do these liquids and then finish up with ColourPop. So the first one is this Lancome eye blusher in Canyon Clay. I bought this not too long ago, kind of off of impulse, and it is really pretty. I quite like this a lot. I would be interested in picking up other shades of this, but I have way too many, as you can see. So this is going to stick around. And in that same purchase, I bought the About Face. This is Smells Like Rain, I believe. Pretty sure. Where is it? Can't find it. Smell Before Rain. And I would also love to purchase more of these, but I just have too much. This is a really unique shade. It's like the grayiest brown you could buy. So I do want to hang on to this. These two are the ones that have just stuck around in my collection for who knows how long. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lid Paint. I'm pretty sure I got this for free. This just needs to go. I'm actually surprised that I have this in my opened drawer. I must have just tried it out. But yeah, it's nothing special. This just needs to go. The last one that I have is the Sydney Grace in, I think this is Flamethrower. It's one of the multi-chromes. Where is it? Yeah, Flamethrower. And I've decluttered all of my Sydney Grace liquids. I had like 20 or 30 of them, except for this one because it's a multi-chrome. And I don't know, part of me still wants to keep this. Like, look at that. That is amazing. I don't know if I could ever really see myself wearing it. I need to pull it into a project to just find out. But for now it stays. It's just too pretty. So let me just wash my hands now, try to get some of this glitter off, and we are going to finish with ColourPop. So let's see what kind of damage we can do with ColourPop before we go into my unopened drawer, which, trust me, is a lot worse. These two here are from the Zodiac collection. I did have the entire collection at one point, but I did declutter them except for Capricorn here because that is my sign, and it's kind of a black with shimmer. I don't love it. It's kind of patchy. Maybe I just keep the case because I could fit another shadow in there, right? I think I'm going to do that. And then the other one that I kept is Sagittarius because that is my husband's shade, which is kind of this purple, but same thing. I think I'm going to take the single shadow out because you can just see how patchy it is, and it just used the component. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So it's going to go on the declutter side because I'm going to declutter the shadow, like just depot it, but keep the component. Now for these Super Shocks, let's see, I have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 that are opened. Let's start with some that I know I probably don't want to keep. This is the So Surreal. This came in the Lavish collection. And do I look like the kind of person who'd wear this kind of shade? We know how much I don't like blues, so that one's going to go. This one is Angelic, also from the Lavish collection, but a little bit more icy purple. I could see myself wearing this one, and it's super creamy. Wow. I like that one a lot. Okay, so that one can stay. I know I have some classics like Ladybird. I don't think I could get rid of this one. It's still really creamy. Just the ultimate sparkle, very similar to Ritz, to Space Cowboy. And in fact, I know I have Ritz, So let me find that one. It's right here. And I might be wrong, someone tell me, but didn't Ritz originally come out with Laura Lee and a collaboration she did with ColourPop? I feel like it did, but maybe I'm wrong. So there's Ladybird and there's Ritz. Super pretty. A cult classic for a reason. Now, let's see. Just do these at random. This is one of the Disney Princess ones, Colors of the Wind. I loved this shade so much. I pulled it into a project and fell in love with it. It doesn't look like much on the lids, like the swatch didn't really go. But I'm telling you, on the lids, it's magical. It has the slightest of slight flip to it. Really enjoyed that shade. So this one can stay. It's still fairly creamy. It's not dried out. This is the shade Forced Behavior. Kind of like a pink duochrome as well. This is actually harder than I thought it was going to be. I do like that one. I like that one too. I thought I was going to do really well with my Super Shocks, maybe with the unopened ones because I'm less attached to them. This one here is in Low Rise. And it looks like this one maybe came apart and I had to repress it. But why does it look so pretty? That is such a pretty purple. Oh my gosh. I love that. Okay. You can stay two. How many have I decluttered? None? Just the two singles? This is in the shade Prickly Pear. I know I like this one too. This one's pretty dried out though. It's actually not that bad. No, it still swatches fine. It's a little dried out, but I can probably revive it with some Duraline. It's fine. Okay, Prickly Pear, you stay. This one is Bouncy. This one looks pretty dark. Okay, I feel confident I can declutter Bouncy. Okay, there's one. And next one, we have How Far I'll Go, another princess one. Let's use my thumb to swatch. I don't know. I don't know if I love that one as much. That's okay. I have a hard time with the princess ones because you can't get them anymore. So yeah, I think I'm going to hang on to this one too. Next up and last one, we have Birthday Girl, which I'll probably keep. Let's see. Let's go here. Yeah, I have to keep that one. That one's really creamy too. My Super Shocks don't dry out as quickly as others. Like Prickly Pear, I would say, was the one that dried out the most, but it was still fine. Maybe I keep mine sealed tight enough, or my room just has enough humidity in it. I don't know. But there are all my Super Shocks. I decluttered one, and I'm going to depot one. Let me put this to the side and just show you everything that I'm decluttering from this drawer. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 items that I'm going to declutter. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And 46 that we're keeping. So 14 decluttered, 46 that we're keeping. Not that great. Let me put this drawer back together and then we'll move on to the second drawer. Okay, so here's what the first drawer looks like. It looks a little bit better. It doesn't look great, but I will take it. 14 is better than nothing. Let's now move on to the bigger drawer, which looks like this and definitely has more in it. And we're just going to get started. I'm not going to be swatching as much in this one because they are unopened. So we might take a look at them, but for the most part, I'm not going to be swatching. I think the first thing that I want to do is get rid of all the Glaminatrix because I do want to keep all of these. And I'm thinking of maybe doing a shorts with a collection and swatching these. I have like 25 of these or something like that. So I have Celestial, Luminous, and I had to label the backs because if you get the single components, it has the shade name on the back, but not on the component. Party, Kitten, Chameleon, Bear, Panda, Pristine, Sparkle, Gala, Mink, there's a lot, Gecko, Confetti, Fireworks, Infatuation, Solitude, Python, Bubbly, Daydream, Celebration. Do I have 2 celebrations? Oh, I don't think so. Cheers, Festive, Disco, Komodo, and Fox. Oh, one hiding. And Lion. So there's like 4 different collections in here. I'd like to swatch them by collection. I think it could be a fun short to do. So let me know down below in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. And that really helped clear up a lot of space in here. So, oh, missed one. Strobe. Okay, so now let's go through these. I'm hoping this is a little bit easier to get through. I guess let's start with these palettes. I have the Garden Light from Flower Beauty, and I am going to swatch this because this one I kind of want to keep. But again, same thing with the Desert Lights. I just don't think these are my types of shadows, formula-wise. They're beautiful, but no. I'm gonna declutter this one as well. The Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette, I keep this in with my singles because that's how I would use it, except I haven't used it at all yet. So I am gonna keep this, but maybe this needs to go in my highlighter drawer or something. I don't know. I need to figure out a way. Everyone loves this palette. It's discontinued now. You can't get it. I'm not ready to let go of it, but I need to figure something out with this. And then as you can see, there's a ton of color pops in here. So I'm just going to quickly go through them. These 2 cream shadows, I can't tell which shades I have because it's white on white. There's Moonbeam and Laurel. I'm going to declutter these because you're going to see the paint pots that I have, and I just don't think these are worth hanging on to. I can just buy another paint pot if I ever decide that I need a paint pot as a base, because this is just taking up space, and especially this one I'm not going to use. So these 2 are going to go. These ones from the Raw Beauty Christie collab, I'm definitely ready to let go of. As pretty as the shades are, I just am not really supporting that creator anymore, so it doesn't make sense to keep these. And while, like, yes, I already purchased and spent my money on these are also so old that, like, why haven't I used them yet? It's kind of a shame. They are really, really pretty, but they're just, it's time for them to go. I don't have as much connection to them since I've never swatched them, so they can leave. I will have a harder time letting go of the ones that were animal collabs. So this is the Best Friend collaboration that they did with No Kill LA, I'm pretty sure. So there's 2 shades in here, and they are Let's see, Mutt's About You and Your Kitten Me. Really pretty. They have like the little paw embossing. If you didn't know this about me, I love rescue work. So I'm going to hang on to these ones. This one from the first Princess Disney collab, the designer collection, is in the shade So This Is Love. Cinderella is my favorite, so I am going to hang on to this one, mostly for the IP. And then I believe I have another one that's from Cinderella, the second one, or I don't even know which one's which. But this is in the shade I'm Wishing. It's kind of a really pretty white shade, maybe similar to that Burberry. I should put them up against each other, but for now, this one's going to stay. The next ones I have, let's see. Did I put this in upside down? Doesn't want to close. I like keeping them in the box so I can just remember that I didn't use it yet. And I tell myself it'll get me to get my button to gear, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all. All right. We have these left from ColourPop. So this is in the shade Couche. Ugh, this is like a really pretty neutral. I'm going to put this in the maybe. Let me see how I do with my ColourPops on the rest of these. The Positively Perfect, I'm going to keep. The Birthday Cake, like Birthday Girl, like would I rather keep Couche or Birthday Girl? I don't know. One I know I can get rid of is the 10-year anniversary. This is like a silver. I don't like silvers. Then we have another Disney. This is in Once Upon a Dream, the Aurora. And let's see what this one looks like. This looks kind of like a coppery orange. This one I can get rid of. I feel good about that. So you can go. These two we're keeping to the side here. Another Disney is, they make this so hard to read on the backs of these. Let's see, I See the Light from Tangled. I kind of want to keep that one. I'm going to keep this one. Then we have Dream Lover. Looks like a really pretty duochrome, but I kind of feel okay getting rid of this one. Yeah. Has that like blue base to it, and I don't love that. So this one can go. Then we have a really pretty gold. I think this is Belle. And it is in the shade Beauty and the Beast. I'm going to keep this one. It just looks like a more opaque gold. And I like the Disney Princess ones. What can I say? I am basic at the end of the day. These two I'm still deciding. These ones were from the Going Coconuts collection. And let's see. There is Peekaboo, Deep Dive, and a little Quirky. I want to keep a little Quirky. I think I can get rid of Deep Dive. This one's just a little bit dark. And then for this one, Peekaboo, I think I can get rid of this one too. It's a little bit the same as some others. Feel good about that. Two left, and then a Jelly Much. So we're back to Couche and Birthday Cake. I think maybe I'll keep both of these. I feel like I did good with my ColourPop. I'm going to hang on to both. I can always try them out and declutter them on the fly. I do that a lot, quite often, when I pull them into a project. So this is coming apart. So we'll do that. And then the last ColourPop that I have is a Jelly Much. This is in Bouquet. It came with this butterfly collection. And as long as it's not dried out, I'm for sure going to keep it. I'm going to actually check it. Because Yeah, it's fine. I heard really great things about this. I am going to swatch this. And I don't know what I'm waiting for, but everyone said this was like the prettiest shade. I need to get a move on this. Yeah, that is like so beautiful. Wow. Okay. I love that gold flip. Okay, so this one is also staying. Next, let's put all these sticks to the side so we can do those together. Leave these. I have a loose shadow from Ensley Rain. I'm pretty sure I got this for free. It just came with some order. I'm going to get rid of this. I do not like loose shadows, and it is way too messy for me. So that can just go. This from Revlon is called That's a Dub. I cannot get rid of this for some reason. It passes declutter after declutter, and it's going to stay. It's going to stay. The Kiko Water Eyeshadow is there a shade to this? Shade 200. I've been wanting to keep and try this, but I kind of think that I was going to say that I'm over it, but it does look really pretty. And Rose from Rose and Ben raves about these. I think I'm going to hang on to it. I wish I was stronger, but I'm not. Oh, Mystic Laminatrix. This is an iguana. Okay. Next up, should we do the Max? Let's do the Max. So I have Painterly and Groundwork in the paint pots. I want to keep both of these, especially Painterly. They look fine. They're not dried out. I just need to get my butt into gear. Maybe pull this into my project pan, like my completionist project pan. See how long it takes to complete a paint pot. I dread to think. And then here's Groundwork. Oh, I have used this. Okay, I need to put this in my used drawers. So let me take this out of the box and put this on the side here. All of these from AOA Studio I bought on the recommendation of a friend, actually, and they're supposed to mimic some kind of formula. I don't remember, but I'm going to declutter all of these. They're unopened. They were like $1, and I just know myself, I'm not going to use them. So they're all going to go. That feels really good. Then we have these two from M Cosmetics. I don't have the boxes because my dog chewed up the box, but I have the shade Venus, which is really pretty, and then the shade Moonrise. While this packaging is really bulky, I do think I want to keep both of them for now. These are ones that maybe are on the chopping block that I want to try and just see how I feel about them. The Charlotte Tilbury in Champagne, I'm going to declutter. I have the one that I like, and I'm good with that. And then we have two more MAC eyeshadows. I have a backup of Wedge, which probably isn't great, but I am going to keep this. And then I have the shade All That Glitters. And let's see, do I need to keep this one? I don't think I do. Do I swatch this or do I leave it untouched? I think I'm going to declutter this. I'm pretty sure I got this during an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty or something like that, where these were like half off. MAC Wedge, though, I kind of just want to compare this one to my opened one because it looks a little different. It looks darker, doesn't it? Or maybe my one with pan is just kind of faded. I don't know. This just seems a little bit lighter. It's fine. I still want to keep it, but I thought that was interesting. I'm making a little bit of progress. I'm going to move these over, put these NARS with the sticks, or these nude sticks with the sticks. And let's tackle Kiko. So I have two kind of creamy ones. These are the same formula as the one that was opened in Charmer Rose, and I did really like that formula. So let me just look at the shade. This shade I think I can declutter. When it's like this moussey formula, I don't like them to be this light. They just don't seem to be as flattering. So I'm going to declutter this one. And then this one in Choco Mousse is probably one that I'll keep. because like I said, in that moussey formula, I just prefer more of a darker shade. So this one I'll hang on to. Oops. And then for single shadows, these came out during holiday as well. So I have the shade 03 Blazing Bronze. Really pretty packaging. And that is stunning. I really need to pull this in. That needs to move to the top of my list. And then 01 Iridescent Silver. I don't love a silver, but this doesn't look super silvery. It kind of looks more taupey. I don't know. That one's interesting. I'm going to hang on to this one as well. These are really pretty. 5 more before we get into the sticks. So I have a single shadow from Dior. This is in Beige Mitza. I really need to pull this into a project as well. My friend Bridget convinced me to buy this, and it's one of their cult classic single shadows. So I am definitely keeping this one. Then the rest of these are kind of old. I mean, I have an unopened Marc Jacobs. Like, who does that? This is in the shade Topaz Flash. And it looks like that. That is stunning. Let me see. Maybe I can kind of swatch it off the cap here. That is so sparkly. Oh my goodness. Okay. This one's for sure going to stay. And it's going to be a mental note to use it sooner rather than later. This Bobbi Brown in Incandescent. I searched high and low for this shade. I saw it in a store when I was visiting Andorra, and then I could not find it anywhere else. I was so upset that I didn't purchase it there. It is such a pretty duochrome. I forgot I wasn't swatching. Duochrome, like bronze to gold to pink. It is so, so pretty. I am, since I swatched this, going to move this over to the other side. Well, I'm going to keep it to the side so I can count it in my numbers, but that needs to move drawers now. And then these two, I have these Ciate Marbled Metals. I believe this is a green shade. It is the shade Twisted. And I bought this off the recommendation of Mel Thompson, and then I've been too scared to use it because it's this bright, bright green. Maybe again, I can kind of do it off the cap here. I mean, it is beautiful. Oh, I don't know if I can get rid of that. That is so, it's like a blackened green. I'm never going to wear it. I'm never going to wear it. You're not going to wear it. So just pass it along. I'm going to declutter that. And then a NARS Power Chrome Loose Eye Pigment in Shockham. I feel like I got this for free or something. I don't remember. Here's what it looks like. It is beautiful. I definitely need to keep that. So that will stay. All right. We have sticks to do, and then we are done. All right. Let's see what damage we can do. I think all of these I can declutter. So one is from Wet n Wild. It's the liquid catsuit in Off the Grind. It's still sealed. I'm not attached to it. 3 of these from Flower Beauty. They're just really dark. I know I'm not going to use them. So I have the shades Camo, which is this green, Blade, and Bullet. Yeah, I'm not going to use them. They can go. One of the Laura Mercier Caviar sticks in the shade Strike a Rose. This is really pretty, so I'm still going to hang on to it. I love the rose gold packaging. And then 2 more from Tarte in these quick sticks. So I have Mauve Luster with black and then a matte tan with brown. I think I'm going to declutter the matte one because I already have one that has the champagne with the brown that I showed you. I don't want like a matte shadow stick with a brown liner, so I'll declutter this one. But the Mauve Luster with the black eyeliner I will keep because it has like a shimmer on it. Well, it's kind of dark. I don't want to swatch this. I'm also going to declutter this. I'm over it. Okay, these two. One from Stila, the Glitter and Glow in Wonderlust. This was talked about so much, and I just haven't had time to use it. Hopefully mine's not dried up, but I'm not going to open it and test it. I'm going to wait till I pull it into a project. It's a really pretty, just shifty liquid shadow, and I do want to keep it, so this will stay. And then one of the liquid Rare Beauty shadows in Nearly Natural. I don't even know if they still make this, to be honest, but I would like to keep this. I love the blush that came with this, and I just want to try it. So it's going to stay. And then this nude stick pack, let's see. There are some shimmers and some mattes, I think, in here, and they're all just neutrals, so I am going to hang on to them. I've decluttered a lot of these packs already. I had like 4 of them, and these are the ones that I kept. So I have the shade Nudity, that's a shimmer, Putty, which is a matte, Lilith, which is a shimmer, Moon, which is a shimmer, and Angel, which is a shimmer. And then I have the shade Terra. It's currently in a project on my desk. I'm not going to get it down, but that one's also going to stay. So all of these will stay, which means that we finish this drawer. So let's count them up. Put this aside. I have decluttered 2, all right, so I'm keeping 61 and decluttering 27. I'm happy with the 27 number, not so happy with the 61 number, but we made some progress, and any progress is good progress. So let me put these to the side. We're going to redo this drawer, and then we will wrap up this video. And here's what this drawer looks like. So just to recap on the 2 drawers, I am decluttering a grand total of 46, excuse me, and keeping a total of 107. I would like to really get this number down to maybe 100. Even that's too many, but that would at least make me feel like I'm under 100. So my goal for 2026 is to really just focus in on this drawer, try these shades, see if I actually like them on the lid and it's not just my fantasy self that likes them, especially these Glaminatrix. Like once I do that swatch video, I might really try them, see if I can whittle this down to shades that I'm actually going to wear and not just shades that I think are pretty and sparkly. But this is where I'm at. So let me know down below how you think I did on my declutter. I mean, 46 is still pretty impressive. It's nothing to write home about, but I still feel really good about what I was able to declutter, and I'm able to see what I have just a smidge more. But after that, this is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.